Hello everybody, you're welcome to my page, you're welcome to my channel. Thank you very much for always watching. Thank you for always commenting. Thank you for always liking, and to those who share, thank you so much. For you who have not subscribed, go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, yes, please. Thank you so much. So today I'm really excited about today's topic. It is so amazing. This is the core of HR, right? In fact, some people think that this is what HR is all about, nothing else. Today we're talking about interviews, standing out at that interview. How you can be different, how you can stand out. Many times you'd see people get invited for an interview for a position they applied for, and when they come, you can see how they're fidgeting, they're scared, they're shaking, they can barely, say or speak a complete sentence without blabbing or, being scared, just that fear. Of course, I understand that you'd be fidgeting. So they're simple tips, but yet very, very brutal if you miss them, right? I'm going to begin with the surface things, So I call them surface because if you do not do them, it doesn't necessarily mean that you would lose the job, right? But if you do them, definitely, if there are two people who have been penned down for the role, maybe amongst all the number of people that showed up for the interview, they have these two people who are really strong, and you're one of them. If you do all of these things, you will definitely be different from the other person. Obviously, to be a value that they cannot take away from you, that they just have to give you your badge, they have to give you your flower, First up, I want you people to understand something. I think everybody should actually work on their mindset and what they think, what they perceive interview to be. For people who cannot speak publicly, you may just be nervous and all of that. That's okay. That's totally fine. But I want you to know one thing, right? When you're invited for an interview, the first thing you should keep in your mind is that an interview is an avenue for both parties to impress each other. It is an avenue for you to showcase your values and talent and experience and everything that makes you stand out in that position. It is also an avenue for the company to sell themselves, right? So it's a two-way street. One of the things that really triggers your nerves, right, when you hear about an interview, is because you have in your mind that this interview is basically for me to go there and showcase myself and for me to impress them. Yes, you need to impress them. But at the same time, they also need to impress you, right? The both of you have to woo each other, basically. You have to impress each other, right? From the ambience when you get into the company, from the reception, the kind of emails sent to you, the kind of colors, the way the receptionist greets you, the way you're introduced, the way they start the interview, all of that is a way that you'd actually use to score the company and see if it's a place you really want to work. From the behavior you see at the reception or from the receptionist will make you know that, okay, probably this is a red flag or this is a good flag, right? So basically remove that notion from your head that you have to please everybody. You have to impress them to the last. Remove it from it being just you. They also have to impress you. So know that and know peace. It will reduce the tension that, me too, I'm also a spec now. If you have me in your company, you're not making a mistake. I will do my job and I'll ensure that I don't drop the ball at any point, and you'd see value for recruiting me, right? So once you have that in your mind, it controls your feelings. I am not saying you'll be completely free from being nervous, but at least it would definitely reduce how nervous you are for that interview, okay? You should actually have the same attitude. Forget about the company. Think about yourself. Think about the values that you have. Think about your prospects. Think about the grace. Think about everything that you have to offer. Your skills, your experience, your ability to learn fast, and all of that. Think about those things and let it be the thing in your mind, right? And focus on that, because it will help you when you begin to think about how big the company is, how much their revenue was last year, how much they made last year, how, the CEO, you always see him on TV, blah, blah, blah. You always see her on TV, all of that. It would trigger the fear. So remove that, okay? Because the both of you are about to get into a business transaction. So you need to be selfish. You need to think about yourself. When you get an invite to come in for an interview, right? First things first, always respond to the email, right? Always respond to the email. It is really important. It sends a right message. It starts a good tone. It represents you well because you are a brand. So you need to respond to the email in a professional manner. Please remove all those, I will be there, thank you. Hey, that's the red. It's better you don't even respond. Let them have to call you to confirm if you got the email or not. So don't go and respond in a way that would make people think that you just came out of secondary school. Be professional. It could be, dear Adebola, thank you very much for the consideration. Thank you for the invite. This is to confirm my availability for the time and the day. Put the time and date there. And I look forward to meeting with you. I look forward to meeting with the team, blah, blah, blah. Warm regards, best regards, or you can just say regards. Put your name, phone number at the base and send. That is professional. Do not say something like, thank you, I will be there. Or just send something tacky. Please do not do that. Personally, it raises a red flag and I begin to think, am I sure I'm inviting the right person for this position? And so you want to be careful. Every communication, every step of the way is a representation of your brand. So do not drop the ball at any point, right? If you are invited for an interview, say on Thursday, 9 a.m. and you're supposed to go for a physical interview, but at that Thursday you probably have an engagement that you won't be able to make it for the interview, please feel free at this point to immediately indicate that thank you very much for the consideration. I really do appreciate it. 9 a.m. is perfect. However, I would prefer that the date is moved to this. Indicate the new date. Do not leave it to float. And then you start having a back and forth. So yeah, it is not a crime to have your interview moved if you have a good reason for wanting it moved, right? So that's okay. That is still professional. People move things, so that's fine. So say for instance you didn't move it, or even if you did move it, get in there 30 minutes earlier. At least 30 minutes earlier. Don't be too early before people begin to pass the reception and be wondering why this man has been sitting there for hours without, going for the meeting he came for. And then people will begin to say, oh, he came for an interview, blah, blah, blah. Then it becomes, oh, everybody's coming to look at you, or the people are checking you out. Then you give them enough time to spot the bad things about your dressing, or maybe your shoes, or how you smell, all of that. No. So if you come 30 minutes before the time for the interview, or say latest 45 minutes before the time, that gives you like 15 minutes to just cool off and sit down and just calm down before you go in for the interview. That's fine, okay? Do not be too early. Do not be late. Do not be 5 minutes, because that's already late. At least 15 minutes before the interview, you can sit for the next 15 minutes and just cool off and try to remember everything that you want to say, right? Yeah, exactly. Do not go there too early. I'm saying that again. Don't go there 1 hour or 2 hours earlier. It would look as if you're very, very jobless. Yeah, we know you're looking for a job, but don't begin to look funny, okay? Afterwards, we move gradually to the interview. I will be discussing all the interview questions. Well, the number of questions we can accommodate for a video, because I don't want the video to be too long. All right, it gets boring when you're watching a video that's too long. Yeah, so I'll be discussing all the questions and how to answer these questions, right? How to answer them in a professional manner, in a way that will make them know that you have something upstairs, you have something to offer, you have value, you have experience, you have skills, you have everything they need. But I just want to talk about a few things that are just like periphery of it. All right. So of course, when you get in, ensure that you do not have to, wait, your appearance. Now let's talk about your appearance, please. Do not wear clothes that are transparent. Do not wear clothes that have net. Do not wear any clothes that denote that you probably went for a function before coming there, because then you begin to look a bit too informal, right? If you probably went for an event, then you made your way to the interview. No, don't wear something that looks too shiny. Don't wear something that looks too dull. Stick to a plain color if you do not know the company's color. Some HRs don't pay attention to you wearing the company's color, but other people do. And just because we are not in their minds, it's best to be playing everything safe, basically, right? So you could wear the company's color, or just wear a plain color that is neutral but neat, and ensure that you smell good. Whew. Ensure that you smell good. What did I say? Come, move closer. Smell good. All right? Smell good. It is very important, because interviews are done in an enclosed place, right? And because you would be the last person, you likely be the last person to enter the room. Everyone in the room are used to the smell or the scent or whatever it is they're perceiving. If a fresh smell should come in, people will spot it. They will know. And if you do not smell good, oh, no. And you cannot just know how, as little, some people would say it's irrelevant. As little as that is, it can actually disqualify you from you getting a job, even if they know that you are good. You do not know the capability of other candidates, right? And so someone else may be equally as good, and now they're beginning to look for what to disqualify one of them, so that they can have just one person standing. And then someone comes and says, is it that guy that is smelling that you people want to pick for the role? And that begins to stand against you. So you do not want that. Your smell has to be good, simply because interviews are most times done in an enclosed place, either the boardroom, office, or anywhere. So it's usually done in an enclosed place. There's no breeze to blow all those. So you have to watch it, because that has a say in you getting a job. As little as it is, I told you there are things that we may not regard as anything, but it is important, extremely important. Yes, so when you go to the interview, I told you we'll be discussing all the questions during the interview in my next video, or the ones we can accommodate, right? And then let's move on to after the interview. Ensure you're friendly with the receptionist, because you just don't know. Remember, we talked about office politics, and we talked about even how even the receptionist could be one of the most influential people, right, in the company. So you just want to have that good impression, okay? So ensure you're friendly with the receptionist. Be calm, be gentle, be friendly. Do not talk too much. Speak only when they speak to you, and give a very short and precise answer. it shows that you're organized and you know what you're saying. After the interview, either before you leave the premises or when you get home, just ensure that you send an email back thanking them for their time, thanking them for considering you for the position again, thanking them for letting you come to showcase your skills and experience. You can coin the message any way you want to, but ensure that it is professional, it is neat. Do not use words like thanks. Some people make the mistake of saying thanks. Thanks is kind of informal. When you're sending a professional message, it should be thank you. That's the complete thing, right? So do not use words like thanks. You can just easily make that mistake. You're not chatting with a friend, so there should be a difference, right? Ensure that you are clear. Your email does not have to be so bulky. It doesn't have to be like multiple lines. It could just be 2 to 3 lines and you're done. Okay? Keep it short, keep it simple. I am telling you it will work. But always ensure that you send a thank you message after the interview. Be it a physical interview or a virtual interview. It has no restriction, okay? One more thing. When you get in for the interview, do not forget, allow them offer you a seat before you go and sit down. Don't go and sit down in the CEO's place and say because they want to interview me, so therefore I should sit in the biggest chair so that all of them will gather like my children. Ensure they offer you a seat first before you sit down. It's just courtesy, it's just respect. It just shows that you are letting them lead while you follow. So do not forget, quickly, let me just go over everything quickly. When you get an invite for an interview, ensure that you respond to the invite. Let them know if you're available or if you would like to reschedule. That's fine. It is totally acceptable. Ensure you send a professional email. For those people who have funny email addresses, you'd see sexyhotbabe@gmail.com. It's a red flag. Try to have a professional email address, please. What's sexy hot babe? So people will say finger licking, something just really off, and you could be like, why are you having that kind of email address that denotes something else that is not selling your brand properly? So please ensure you have a proper and professional email address. All right, it should probably be your first and last name and at gmail.com. If your first and last name is not accepted, you could just put some numbers beside it and ensure that it is accepted, right? Do not have funny emails. All right, so after responding to the emails or rescheduling, if you want to, go there looking smart, looking sharp. Ensure your shoe is nice, your shirt is neat, you smell good. It is very important. And once you get into the room, let them offer you a seat first before you sit down. Let them show you where they want you to sit. And if that's the only seat left, still wait for them to give you the go-ahead, okay? Don't be too forward. When they offer you drinks during interview, well, you can accept it, but personally, I would say you shouldn't. Because you're nervous, you may even choke on the water, then it makes you look clumsy. So if you're offered anything, thank them. You can take it out of the meeting and then probably drink it. After the interview, send an email to them thanking them. Even before you leave the interview room or before you leave the room, thank everyone on the panel. Thank them for their time. Thank them. All right. And then send an email to the HR or whoever sent you the invite. Send an email to them thanking them for their time and for the consideration, and that you hope to hear from them soon. Okay? And once you've done that, that's good. Just wait for it. Regardless of the organization or the size of it or how popular or how wealthy they are, all of these tips are useful and it can indeed help you stand out at that interview. So do not think it is little, okay? Thank you very much for watching my video. Do not forget, you need to like, you need to share, you need to comment, you need to subscribe to my YouTube page, my YouTube channel, so you can always get notifications when I have new videos. All right, bye.